1133, 1134. Senator Kabiru Marafa.
Senator Marafa, representing of Central, rise to move that the Senate adopts the votes of
Senator Jurufashi of the motion. Just again say they are approved. Yes, and Anjiba.
I have a petition from my constituent, from one Comrade Meki, in regards to
Aru local government Nasarawa proceedings.
Mr. President, pardon.
Two petitions were laid in. These defects have now been corrected, and with your permission, Mr. President, I would like to
petition referred to ethics and privilege. Wife of the Civil Senator Danjuma Goje, Chairman Gombe State.
I allow the claim unless it's satisfied that the matter is definite and urgent. Mr. President, in line with the anti-corruption posture, fast power, order of the Senate to bring new generating plants, $35 million on the AFAM fast power project that have no appropriation. $9 million was after moving.
According to our rule, we need to leave this. Go ahead.
Mr. President, Order 43, by the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate. Message shall be submitted in details to the President of the Senate when the leave is made to be sought. Police failed to appear before the ad hoc committee yesterday, 1st November 2017. The committee received a letter from Alex Izion and SN and Co. that they were, or if possible, put it in a permanent abeyance, because according to the letter, the matter is before the committee from petitioning their own to appear before the committee on Tuesday, 7th November 2017 unfairly.
IG another date to appear before in these as clearly states that they cannot stop the Senate from appearing and doing its job. And I think like anyone else before the committee. So will you report back to us next Tuesday on the outcome of that? Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, in respect of A, Emergency Powers Bill 2017, and B, the revised edition laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2017. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator David Umaru, Chairman.
My name is David. That the Senate do receive the report, repeal and reenactment bill 2017, SB 182, and B, the revised edition laws of the Federation of Nigeria bill 2017, SB 391. I so move.
Senator Aidu Katani.
My very respected colleagues, my name is Senator Achai Aiduko Ali. I represent Kogidis. I rise to second the motion that the Senate do receive the report of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal on A, the Emergency Powers Repeal Reenactment Bill 2017 SB 182, and B, second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that the Senate do receive reports of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senator David Moro, come and lead reports. Thank you. For the Senate.
Second reading of the nationality, and Mr. President, you may wish to invite this.
May I seize this opportunity to lead the debate for the establishment of National Tea and Coffee Development Council to develop tea and coffee growth producer. Distinguished colleagues, I feel highly honored to lead the debate on the general principles of the bill for an act for the establishment of National Tea and Coffee Development Council to develop tea and coffee growth, production and marketing in Nigeria and other matters. 25th April 2017, and is seek enhanced revenue to government and its related impact on the improvement of the life of our people in the affected state, both socially and economically. There is no doubt that the passage of this bill will improve the performance and growth of the nation's economy, reduce favorably endowed with a suitable climate and soil conditions that will enhance or harness for commercial cultivation of coffee. While states like Taraba, Plateau, Cross River, etc. in the south are favorable endowed with a suitable climate and social and soil conditions that will be harnessed for commercial cultivation of tea, especially around Mambila, Jos Plateau, and Obuduranch. Facilitation, involvement and or participating in tea and coffee growth, production and marketing sectors of the economy. The only government present in the development of tea production entered into joint venture with some states to observe that the new Nigerian Development Company and Adamawa State Government have since sold their equity shareholding in the above-mentioned tea company, and the only government present in the coffee development is spread across the country. Considerable foreign exchange and with opportunities. The areas around Kenya readily provide for Kenyan tea farmers. Nigeria realizing this manufacturing, processing and marketing of tea and coffee across the country, with particular emphasis being placed on favorable endowed places with suitable English colleagues. The National Tea and Coffee Development Council, which is already before the Senate, seeks to, among others, establish a council with ready training in the latest tea and production in Nigeria. Your Excellencies, the council, instead of direct investment by entrepreneurs as in the current dispensation, would provide enabling environment for investors, farmers, etc. to imbibe the tea. Excellencies, the council cultural extension services, among other things. The above bill also seeks to confer on the National Tea and Coffee Development Council powers to access funding from subsidies on the importation of coffee and tea, credit and other funding assistance from local, multilateral and international organizations to tea and coffee farmers and also tea and coffee factories. Sir, it is expected that with the establishment of the council under this bill, a new era of reinvigorated tea and coffee production in Nigeria will be enthroned. The tremendous benefit this will have on the local economy of tea and coffee production areas, employment generation, and by extension, development of other productive sectors such as tourism and principle of the bill, which is directed at with 24 sections, Part 1, Sections 1 to 5, Section 1, Establishment of National Tea Coffee Development Council. 2, Establishment and composition of the board. 3, Supplementary provisions. 4, Terms of office of the board. Terms of office of the board. 5, Disqualification, removal from the office. Part 2, Section 6 to 9, work on functions and powers of the board, Directorate of the Council, other employees of the Council, pension cap 3, 4, 6, laws of the Federation of Nigeria. Part 3, Sections 10 to 11, functions of allocation of funds, receipt of gifts of land, revenue, income, borrowing powers, account, council report, document, indemnity, supervision and regulation. Part 6, Section 24, interpretation, and expediently submission.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Emmanuel Kwacha, I represent Taraba South. Mr. President, let me lend my support. The economy is facing I'm talking particularly on the mono economy we're working to change. Mr. President, there is a little correction maybe I will want to effect in the lead debate on page 2. I don't know. Probably it's a typographical mistake. In page 2, first paragraph, which reads, establishment of Coffee Research Institute of Nigeria with its headquarters in Ibadan. The importance of this bill cannot be overemphasized. The capacity of Taraba State, for instance, in tea production has not been given much attention. As a matter of fact, Taraba has, it's just that the potential has not been sufficiently harnessed, and that is why this government seriously, nationally, has the capacity to produce tea that has a world, that could supply world need, actually. We went close to bring world attention. Laxity. Individuals have taken to investing in tea production in the Mambila, but the result has been so minimal, so infinitesimal that not much has come out of it. But I think this bill, if passed into law, will do a great deal in bringing, so I call on my colleagues to give this bill an expeditious passage so that Nigeria will occupy a better space in the Committee of Nations that produce tea. I saw
Senator Sabi Abdullahi, Niger North. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bill before us is one of attempt by this Senate that if you look at the Nigerian market today, the market is inundated tea and coffee. And if you look at the amount involved by way to have this kind of bill at this time is a step in the right direction. We are all living witnesses to how all them for the various commodities we have made serious effort to develop various coffee and tea development. In some countries, tea and coffee is actually the mainstay in their revenue generation in terms of forex. And Nigeria's potential is just lying waste. And as the lead debate has shown, past attempts are now moribund. So having a coffee and tea development that we should welcome and we should support. There is no doubt that the Mambila Plateau and other plateaus within the country that have the temperate climate support massive production of tea and coffee. And tea and coffee are two commodities that are very responsive to what is called geographical indication, which means different areas have different tastes arising from the potential of that particular area. And I think it's very clear that the coffee and tea that is produced in Nigeria has its own unique potential, and we stand to gain enormously in satisfying our domestic needs and even leading it to the path of export. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, there is no doubt that if we take this decision, we will have been contributing immensely in moving the tea.
Distinguished colleagues, let me, those in favor that this bill be read second time, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of Senate.
Act to establish the national team.
Connected there with 20 seconds, second reading taken. This bill is referred to the Committee on Agric and Rural Development report back in 4 weeks. Leader of the Senate.
The second order of the day is the second reading of the National Energy Bill 2017. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was read the first time in this chamber on Thursday, the 9th day of March 2017. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator Ibrahim Gobil to move the motion for the bill to be read the second time.
Senator Brian Gobri.
Ibrahim Gobir, representing Sokoto East. The lead debate is on the National Energy Bill 2017 SB 431. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, permit me to lead the debate on the general principles of this important bill, which seeks to provide for legal, fiscal, and regulatory framework for the sustainable energy development, with the overall objective of providing clean, affordable, adequate, on Thursday, 9th March 2017. It is important to know that energy is a common currency, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world, because without energy, there will be no growth and development in the world. Developed countries are moving progressively today because they have adequate energy to play with. And those countries that are struggling with energy problems are virtually behind because they cannot cope up with their energy challenges. Nigeria is certainly the giant of Africa in terms of all resources you can think of. It is also the most populous black nation on earth and the most resourceful of all the countries in Africa. But when it comes to the issue of energy, the country is certainly one of the latest energy bill that will consider all the various energy sources we have in this country and suggest its effective and efficient utilization. Reasons for our backwardness in energy. Your Excellency, distinguished colleagues, Nigeria is today backward in energy because it has refused to utilize its abundant energy resources and the right energy mix, particularly in producing electricity for this country. It is important to know that the level of energy utilization in an economy coupled with the efficient energy conversion is also an indicator of its ability to overcome all the likely challenges associated with the use of energy. Nigeria, with its abundant energy resources, cannot allow itself to be left behind in the use and exploitation of this very important commodity. Nigeria is supposed to be the main energy producer in Africa, but unfortunately cannot even supply its own energy. Let's talk of giving other smaller countries in Africa. This is simply because we somehow either refuse to develop or do not have the potential, political will to develop it. However, with this energy bill, I'm confident that Nigeria should and must develop its energy base and get out of the present quagmire. There will be that political will needed to pursue this energy bill strictly. The structure of the bill. This bill is structured into 12 sections, with each section well explained in detail to ensure effective and efficient utilization of each source of energy. The first part of this bill deals with objectives of the bill, and the remaining sections deal with development and the exploration of each energy source and how to achieve its potential in terms of short, medium, and long-term objectives. The energy sources and other related topics are as follows: petroleum products, coal, tar sand and bitumen, nuclear energy, renewable energy, which involves solar, wind, etc., bioenergy, electrical energy, energy utilization, energy efficiency and conservation, environmental, climate change and other energy issues, energy financing, planning and implementation. In addition, the responsibilities of government have been spelled out in order to achieve full potentials of energy source. This has become necessary so that private sector and international invest in the sectors. Private sectors, both local and international, will be involved to ensure efficiency and rapid development of the particular energy source because they are the main drivers of the economy. There is no financial implication on this bill since the agency that is to monitor the implementation of this energy policy is already in place, which is the National Energy Commission of Nigeria. Your Excellency, distinguished colleagues, this bill is important because it is going to revolutionize our energy sector for our economy to move faster and foster growth and development. I therefore call on all my colleagues to support it so that it can be given a speedy.
Must commend the effort of Senator Gobir for this very, very important bill. Now, one fact that by virtue of its size, sir, it is practically impossible for this country to just develop three. We have relied on Kayenji Dam and the Igwin. It is practically impossible. And that's why all our efforts to pump huge sums of money into meeting this target has proved abortive. Power, Mr. President, as you can see, is a local issue. Almost 40% of the requirement of that part of the country. And they had enough power to sell to the main grid for distribution to other part of the country. And then, when we come back home, we'll be made to understand that you can rely on the hydropower in Kayenji and distribute the light to the entire country. Plays a determinant role on what source of energy that the country requires for the purpose of providing light or electricity to that part of the country. It can generate enough power to give to every village in this country, and it's not impossible, sir. We know it is possible based on what we have seen in other parts of the world. So, what I think is that federal government monopoly in the production and distribution of power must be removed completely, because what has been displayed so far is that it has failed. And having failed, it means the right to electricity which every Nigerian has should be allowed to be provided by other sources other than the federally impossible for us to distribute. Timeously, this Senate will again play a very significant role in trying to revolutionize the power sector in this country.
Mr. President, distinguished senators in Nigeria, with the overall objective of providing clean, affordable, adequate, and reliable energy and
for Sustainable Energy Committee on Power, Steel Development and Methodology embarked in 4 weeks. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President and my distinguished colleague, the fourth order of the day is the second reading of the Nigerian Bank of Industry Establishment ETC Bill 2017. I wish to invite distinguished Senator Sam. They believe that they were not ready. Look at it, Kaka. Look at this is the third order. Where is the order? Show me. Show me. Mr. President and my distinguished colleague, the third order of the day is the second reading of the Federal Capital Territory Act, CAP, F6, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, Amendment Bill 2017. On Tuesday, the 27th day.
Bill for an Act 2004 and other matters connected therewith, SB, amend sections 4 and 20 of the Principal Act include providing a policy framework for the compensation and resettlement of the original for the purposes of compensation and resettlement of the indigenous communities affected by land acquisition in the FCT as envisaged by the Justice Akinola with a panel report. The background to the proposed amendment, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, you will recall that the white paper that all land in the new federal government
Senatorial districts. I write to second that the rules and proceedings of Wednesday, 1st November 20.
Seconded by Senator Fashi and proceeding.
Over the years, gradually shifted to giving priority to infrastructural development over resettlement or payment of compensation to these indigenous communities. 1978, signed by the then military head of state, a directive, with then Commissioner for Special Duties and Chairman towards the provision of, signed by the same Mr. Ajose Adiogun, dated July 13, 1978. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I wish no compensation in the FCT regarding comparing to Section 44, subsection 4, the need to empower the Federal Capital Development Authority through this proposed amendment to make and adopt comprehensive policy on payment and or resettlement of these indigenous community with colleagues. The above main projects embarked by private estate developers to provide some major construction projects sponsored by the FCDA for the establishment of controversies and outright resistance from indigenous communities. Recent protests by Abuja natives affected by the compulsory acquisition of land for Abuja Land Swap Initiative and the Abuja Centenary City are fresh reminders that all is not well with the compensation and resettlement policy of the FCT, contrary to the vision enunciated by the late Murtala Mohammed. Relevance of the proposed amendment. This bill seeks to mitigate the sufferings and injustice experienced by the original indigenous of the FCT with respect to compensation and or resettlement of presently conferring, provide a correct access to land for development purposes, thereby minimizing social unrest and security threats posed to address a number of lapses and problems, non-payment of the 1999 Constitution as amended regarding the issue of compensation. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, no financial compendium is go for second reading because of the
Why not? Let me start by thanking this from another place. Mr. President, the issue of resettlement and compensation cannot be overemphasized. This is done because a typical example is places like in Jabi area where even the people themselves want to move, but there's nowhere to go to. They want to go and develop their lands, and they find out that the people who are the original inhabitants or the indigenous. So Mr. President, this has stated and can be no more have access to their local environment. So Mr. President, this amendment has come at the right time, and urge Your Excellency, Your Excellency, and my colleagues.
The second time say aye. Those against say nay. There is a clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, the bill for an hour for other matters connected therewith.
Cap F6 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and for other matters connected therewith 2017, second reading taken. This bill is referred to Committee on FCT report back and forward. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, Thursday, the 10th day of November.
Distinguished colleagues, the National Bank of Penals, corporate body. The bill was read and operations of my highly respected colleagues. Institution. Socialized the Industrial Revolution embarked upon in 2002. The bank has transformed into an efficient, focused principle across the Federal Republic of Nigeria to transform Nigerian industrial loans for medium and long-term investments in industries. Employment generation, the venue of office and functions of the board, preparation. In addition, distinguished colleagues, if this bill is passed into law, can they transform the bank?
That is whether it is not then the issue of bringing it. Thank you, Mr. President.
These activities that
bank that have been set up by incorporating it into a trust they included. And secondly, Mr. President, I want to say that from the time of incorporation to today of the Constitution of this country, Assembly for Appropriation, and
I thought there was a...
Offer some explanations, sir. Referred to as bank and either for the purpose of carrying out business within the Federal Republic of Nigeria will comply with the provisions of the banks and other financial. I'm unable to really appreciate why there should be another legal leg and are established by government operations to report to the National Assembly. I'm in difficulty, honestly, sir, to establish the legal existence of.
Those in favor that this bill the rest second time. I think what is Senator Rafi Ibrahim is not here. With separate.
The fifth order of the day is the consideration of the Examination Council and National Income Service. 4. Sport Promotion Council. Health, Communication and Technology.
President, the report of Senate committees. I saw second.
Who is presenting the education here?
The report on education, basic and.
Is sports here?
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Yusuf Abubakar Yusuf, Garaba Central. I present. Fiscal Responsibility Act and the proposed budget. The committee deliberated on the Mr. President, sir, through Optimal Utilizability Act, mandates the Council to collect 1% of the 7% of import surcharge mainline budget Nigeria as stipulated by as internally generated revenue applied for its own share of the fund through the Minister of Finance who approved before remittance to the Council. That 7.9 million, Development Council realized the sum of 10.9 million only through contractor registration fees, sales of publications, divestments, consultancy services, tender deposits, rental of by the Act. The Council expenditure 4.4 only as the projected IGR for the year 2017 through contractor registration fees, sales of the highest generation. The performance for 2017 actual releases stands at 3.4 billion only. The committee of Nigeria for research and response by the office of the account usually met due to the tweet. The committee observed the 6 billion as projected that the sum of 1.5 billion naira only cover personnel costs. 2. The sum of 1.1 billion naira only to cover overhead costs. 3. The sum of 2.9 billion only for capital projects. That the Senate will approve the sum of 5.6 billion only as the 2017 budget for the raw materials. So, and the other ones are the details. The personnel costs as we summarize, and then the overhead costs.
Melai, Kogi West. They wouldn't have come at a better time than now. Mr. President, if you see supermarkets, you will be amazed with the number of Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, if there are no observation, let me go through to recommendation. Senator Samego.
Of the report, under 2016 budget, actual releases for 2016. 9. The other 10.9 was that amount paid back to government? Because I thought that the summary page will.
What did you say?
To make projections of what they intend to do.
5 million, 504 only to cover overhead costs. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. at the sum of 2,930,000,000. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That the Senate do approve the sum of 5,608,891,229 naira 30 kobo only as 2007 budget for raw materials. No, the National Lottery Regulatory Commission. Who is taking that? Senator Marafai.
Some facts chambers in the what has already been done. I therefore have the honor and the Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we were the National Lottery Regulatory Commission. It received only 20%. Then my distinguished colleagues, it is pertinent which stipulates that such money compliance is guided by the Act to be in the interest of sport development, education. Therefore, the Commission proposed approved findings. Under the internally generated revenue (IGR), 20% of lottery proceeds of 815 and 2016. This is due to the embargo placed on new 7,192 naira 50 kobo was realized from permit fees, others for the year 2016. This for the personnel cost of 2016 was paid by the IPPIS, but it was not what was approved by the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission in 2016. Under the 2016 CAP, 518,221,225 naira was released, while the 69,170,182 naira 79 kobo was released late April 2017. For the this is the position as at 4th April 2017, when 2016 capital budget was finally closed. 172,090 was 58 million. Recommendations. The committee recommends that the total expenditure of 2,664,2017. Conclusion. The committee expresses deep appreciation to the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the clerk of the committee. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Distinguished colleagues, if there are no comments, I'll just...
there's the potential to make money. The Vice Chairman too.
So there was puzzles and different misunderstandings arising from these issues, and as such, government has to place an embargo acceptable by all.
I think at a time like this, they should have put the question, and those in favor that the recommendation.
You will see 72,000.
Nay, the ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Sabo Mohammed, representing Jigawa Southwest. On trade and investment, one headed by Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. There are 4 iterations on corporate affairs, 76,390 to 151. And that is exactly what the committee recommended. On the oil and gas proposed, and they realized actual revenue of 1.4 billion, while as revenue, the committee recommended. Now, the Nigeria Export Promotion Council has a very unique situation. Whatever they generate for reasons best known to them, they remit 100%. This could probably be another issue that the committee will look into and bring before the Senate in due course. This year, they did not propose to spend anything on the internally generated revenue. They still want on page 4 of 5. It's the last agency, the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, proposed 2.6 billion. They were only able to get 1.5 billion. And then they budgeted to recommend that. These are the
Mr. President, I'm a bit worried about what I'm seeing here as presented in the report. Got 8 billion and they spent, and really worries me. I don't know what they do there to help fund our budget. What corporate affairs does with this, how it item by item, he has to look at the item.
Chairman, 9.7 billion? What, I mean, maybe you throw some light on it. I mean, it just looks to me very high.
Yes, Mr. President. They're not paid in the civil service structures and allowances. And as you can see, most of it is from internally generated revenue. It was a budget that was approved here in 2016. And the revenue-based expenditure revenue. Would remit 80. They decided to choose the.
Mr. President, I'm telling you that the committee advised the Commission to henceforth avoid the use of multiple consultants. Multiple consultants for what? To ensure that everything that is made is spent. There is a need to look at that. Also, we should do that. And for how long?
Senator Dambaba.
And I represent. There was a difference, 2.5 billion. Money should have been paid to see from the office, from the corporate affairs.
Instructions on this, trying to solve out the problem. We are trying to correct. We are going to go further.
I noticed on the Corporate Affairs Commission budget, the budget is an increase of revenue of 90, the agency for this increase.
So that is why the budget now, that is how fast was the purpose for the increase?
From 90 to 1 expenses. From 70 million is being increased to 120. Page 2 of 3 salary. Because it's mind-boggling that we have over 3,000 staff in the National Assembly and that the total emoluments and everything allowance is about 6 billion. So how come that just Corporate Affairs Commission will have over 9-point-something billion? Sir? Something is definitely wrong.
Yeah, Chairman, you want to make a comment before?
Well, Mr. President, this is not a new thing. We have.
What is best is that if you can call the agency back in and try and find out exactly why represent the one for Corporate Affairs Commission, and let us have the answer to those 3 questions. What the issue? Chairman, any comments on oil and gas? Yes, Senator Barajibri.
Mr. President, we don't know. And we all buy into this earning arrangement. And these are areas where we can have this revenue we've been talking about. This is a service company proposing this year to earn that they are going to earn 6.4 billion, and they are talking about spending almost all the money. So it's also something that the committee or the leader of the new chairman should look into, and from this entity, hook, line, and sinker. It is fishy.
Oil and gas only. In 2016, in 2017, they are targeting 6 billion. Now, they are expecting this year, which is a good development. Now, and they want to get more revenue next year. So in order to get more revenue next year, they decided to have further developed. So most of the additional expenditure here is going into road construction, costing about 2 billion. That is why the excess, assuming they're able to get this revenue this year, we do not remove this excess revenue they're expecting. So in case they get it, it's already budgeted. It's already budgeted, so they don't have to come back and they propose, they will have access road to certain areas, and then they will have more revenue next year because of the opening of areas they have developed.
Chairman, I think this is not in line with the spirit of them. Last year they only spent 123 million, and this year they're ready to spend, but not the entire revenue. If they've been able to raise 6 billion, we commend them. Maybe they can at least spend 3 billion, spend the next 3 billion the following year. But to take the whole 6 billion, then at the end of the day, there's no revenue that comes into government coffers. So
the road construction is very, very expensive. They have to open these areas for them to be able to get more revenue by next year. And in any case, by this provision, they will be able to.
Sir, I think the commune's cost of governance, sir. If we have to reduce cost of governance, then there are certain expenses that are apparently questionable. For example, sir, you want to produce plate numbers for vehicles and you are asking for 40 million. How many vehicles, sir? 40 million to produce plate numbers. Then you are asking for 50 million under another thing that you say is operational expenses. Then you say for just a forum of the stakeholders, you are spending 30 million. Sir, I don't know really, but it does not conform to the government vision of reducing the cost of governance. Paying 40 million to produce.
Well, Mr. President, I would suggest that being a new chairman, and we can go back and do this thing, because really I understand and I agree with most of the points that were raised. These are areas that will require further clarifications.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. I think new areas, if they don't open the new areas as a source of generating income, what they are planning to make, and if they don't open these new avenues, like the turning of the roads, providing infrastructures for the investors, they cannot really realize this money, and it's converted here. It will be converted here. In the that's a revenue also that they pay into the coffers of the federal government. So they need to spend money to make money. That's just it.
Senator Gunka, you want to say something?
Senator Gunka Philip, representing Nasarawa North. I would like to make some clarity on this, since I don't know, on this, the actual expenditure and revenue. How will the actual, for the directors, OGTV says, it says 70 million was approved and nothing was expended. And yet, in 2017, what was approved in the budget of 2016, and nothing was expended, and yet 300 expenditure and revenue can be combined in the same.
I am Senator Babakaka Bashir Garbe. I represent Borno Central Senatorial District. I am acting with regards to production of lead numbers. This issue came up in our committee meeting where a question was made by some of our committee members. The cost of production of the plate numbers is 40 million naira. That is the expenditure side of their budget proposal. If you now look at a revenue of 350 million naira, I want the distinguished senators to go to page 3 of 3. Page 3 of 3. We have vehicle license plates. Under 2017, we have 350 million naira. That is the projected revenue. So we should not make an issue out of this, because you, President, sir, 30 million naira, that provision, but they did not spend any money.
Sir, I'm saying that income was proposed and nothing was done. Why should it be increased?
Let's make progress. Distinguished colleagues, we have two options. Either I put the question, or maybe
just turn down this budget. Left now, go and
Senator Odia, you're taking that? Yeah? NAFDAC, yes? Okay. NAFDAC.
My name is Senator representing Edo Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, this is a harmonized report of the 2007 budget of NAFDAC from two sources. One, internally generated revenue, IGRO, of about 1,129,866,124 naira. And users' fees, including laboratory analysis, fees 178,990,147, sum of 164,568,4 billion agency for personnel emolument. For the 2017 4 million is proposed to spend for the year 2017 on the above revenues of income the sum of 19 billion 710 million 938,000 million 8 billion 200 for personnel 1,009 overhead 380 million provisions 6 billion 106 million 39,626 naira, bringing a total of 19 billion 710 million 938,226. The committee took up the expenditure. It was obvious of 18 billion. This figure represents personnel, overhead, and capital expenditure, including the federal government allocation in the approved 2017 budget. It's as follows: 8,033 naira, 202 million 200 appropriation is 164 million 364,056 naira, 39,626 naira. Grand total 18 billion 924 million 31,753 naira. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I wish to add that the above recommendation is intended to address the shortfalls of inadequate provisions to the agency in 1. That the projected expenditure items. 2. That the provision for overhead costs in the proposal is in addition to what was a recommendation. The committee made the following recommendation. 1. The projected net revenue of 18 billion 920 federal government allocation 924 million. The father only a head.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues,
If you go to Appendix 1, page 1, 4x4, full option not possible. All is not possible. It is completely underpriced, and I'm not sure that the money is for. I don't want.
I'll put you.
Car for. Yes.
Can you sit down? Let's make progress. Please sit down. Present as of yes, Galaxy Bank.
Buhari Abdul Agency leads the economy for global competitiveness. Competitiveness and enterprise with agency. Revenue generation. The agency is not a revenue generating agency except tender fee, which was as follows. 675,033 6,425,52 estimated expenditure was a total $1,240 with the year under review. Note, explain detail of the agency that happened 2017. Amount assessed.
Mr. President, I just noticed in table here showed the estimated. It's actually a surplus, not a. It's not.
It depends on interpretation.
Okay. So and I will also want the chairman to explain how that is different from outstanding in the 2017 budget. You know, you had it as shortfall in 2016, and here for 8.779 billion, you have outstanding colleagues.
Yeah. 2016. But this goes for my leader, and the 8 billion. That is why they were able to get 8.something billion.
Chairman, you haven't answered this question. Even you.
The budget always starts from August. That is the act that establishes it. Is not me, because they don't come to they want to except we want to change the act. Their year start in August 31st every year.
Just tell them when the last budget was passed.
That was last year. We passed it around
the shortfall, sir. Financial year generating agency. Because if it's not a revenue generating agency, then it must provide those services that Nigeria will be proud to spend the kind of money we are spending for their existence. Yes. And if you look at the budget, sir, it does not conform to that kind of thing. Nigeria must begin to invest money where either the services or the revenue that will accrue to the country will be, even if it is a little bit above, that is okay. But for us to sit down and establish a place where it does not give us the services that is equal to the amount we are spending, revenue generating agency.
There are comments. Because maybe what you might need to do is to bring this the act that they've only spent 2 billion. They'll have another 1 year to go, so that we can clear this ambiguity.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me just make one clear from donors every year around March, April. So what NISDA normally do is that they will immediately in that August is the reason why they don't come with their budget at the beginning of January. And secondly, this 8 billion from the way it was established, that's what I said earlier on. And that's the 1%.
Okay. All right then. Thank you. Move for us to stand that down, sir.
Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, may I move that we stand down item number 9 on the 5th order of the day to another legislative day, sir. Legislative day, so second. Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, while thanking you for all your contributions for the day, and I'm formally applying that we start.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Started the session. Dear distinguished Senate President, laying of the 2018 budget proposal before the National Assembly, pursuant to Section 00 hours on team budget proposal. Please extend, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest regards to distinguished senators as I look for.
President, on to Tuesday, the 7th day of 2017 at 10 a.m. from, and I saw Musa.
Yeah, adjourned to Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, 7th November, 10 a.m. prompt.